Pillars of Eternity continues. Welcome back, everyone, to more Pillars of Eternity. We're here at the Abbey of the Fallen Moon.
I should not have peered over the edge. I could see no bottom.
Kyoto is waiting for me. I am the Tidebringer. The guard's eyes narrow. How can I be so sure? I'm here to replace the High Abbot. If you do not let me pass, I will see to it that your bed is moved out here. His eyes bulge. He puts a hand up in apology. Forgive my caution. We were told to expect you. The High Abbot awaits you inside.
Ha! Perhaps if you pray, the lady will allow you to forget.
So we can actually cross this chasm here. This is another one of those multiple way in type of deals. But I want to search all the other areas first.
Kyoto knew Saman was upon us.
The Tidebringer. It's been so long.
My soul is ready, brother. Saw they let you through. You must be our visitor. The High Abbot awaits you inside. Straight back.
Got it done.
Grimoire of the Tides. Nothing new. Probably helps if I add all my spells. That's what Mr. Satan was bitching at me about. Not really detrimental or anything, but every little bit helps.
Well?
You sure you want to go in there?
I'm not sure of shit yet. Doing some exploring for now. Checking out my options.
Yes.
A box
You look
of
pale, sister.
appliances, if you
Find
will.
someone to take your place. I'll stand watch.
I'd hoped I was over this illness, but clearly not. I shall take your advice.
Keeping an eye out.
I'll see what I can find.
Minus 27% crit damage taken. That may or may not be an upgrade for someone.
Even our visitor is to be turned away, he said.
What interest would our quarters hold?
Our quarters aren't the worry. It's our brothers and sisters below.
Love these giant skeletal bones that reach across the chasms here. Coppery sheen glistens under the layers of ice that cling around this giant femur with the colors of a rainbow. You have this giant rib cage here as well. Alright, so here's our outside of the Abbey moon. That tile sure did look like it stuck out. Look at that. There's no other tile that sticks out like that. Maybe this one? Okay. Just saying. Can never be too sure. A mural is rendered on the face of the rock wall. 4 panels seem to be arranged as a story of some kind. First panel, Anthu the End. Second panel, Saman the Flood. Third panel, Disamon the Ebb. Fourth panel, Dionthu the Beginning. Well, fuck, let's take the main entrance. The craftsmanship that gave form to the statue appears to be too skilled and refined to come from the mere mortal hands. It's a kraken ripping apart a ship. Very cool statue. I wish I had one in my house.
You are a guest, I take it? You will find the abbot past the chamber of the fallen moon, behind me.
He seemed preoccupied.
I expect I would be too in his position.
The gift bearer holds in her hand a gem the size of a fish. She draws a curved line in the air over it and then tosses it into the water. As the gem hits the water, it disappears from sight as though it's dissolved. What happened to that gem? What gem? That gem you tossed into the pool. I remember no gem. You tossed it in. How could you have forgotten? The pool is blessed by Andra, Tidebringer. That does it. Fuck you. I don't understand. The gift bearer smiles placidly. All that belongs to Andra is forgotten, and all things forgotten belong to Andra. These people are crazy. Where the other Andrites in the Abbey are clad in drab, functional garments, this Amuas seems dressed for the occasion. His robe is bright and glossy, his neck and arms are bedecked with jewelry. The symbol of his goddess crowded into every available space.
Ah, good. The Conclave has elected a Tidebringer after all. I had begun to worry.
He looks back up, noticing your company, and nods.
And they took my advice in providing you an escort. Very good. I am sorry I could not make your journey easier. I am Kauto, the High Abbot.
Hello, Kauto. Now that I'm here, what is it you wish of me?
Surely the Conclave gave you some explanation of your charge.
Ah!
But of course, they sent you abroad in dangerous lands. The less you were told, the less we risked. You are here to perform the Rising. And once that is done, you will take my place here.
Oh, cool. More shit to rule over.
When you are ready, we will begin with the recitation.
The Conclave mentioned something about a reliquary.
Yes, of course. I would not pass my station to you without passing that knowledge as well. It is the Abbey's most sacred chamber. When the rising is complete, I will take you there myself. In fact, the ritual demands it.
Let's do it!
You seem nervous. The Conclave chose you for a reason. For a devout follower of Andra, the answers will flow naturally to you. I remember my own rising. The Conclave sent me on the same exhausting journey. When it came time for the recitation, I could not remember a word, but it all came back in time. Our goddess smiles upon the forgetful.
He taps a large golden ring with the wave insignia, as though it were proof.
Our library is open to you, as are the grounds outside. There is a beautiful mural out there that you should see, if you haven't yet.
I checked it out!
And you may, of course, speak with the gift bearers here, if it helps your recollection. Take your time, and examine these things before your recitation.
Got it!
I know you will not disappoint when the time comes.
Should probably say it before I flunk this test. Complete the recitation.
Are you prepared now for the recitation? Very good. We shall commence the rising. First is Anthu. Last is Dianthu. For the tide comes at the end and leaves at the beginning. I am Disaman the Ebb. Who comes this way?
What? I am Saman the Flood!
Blessed be Saman, that washes over the shore and brings the end. Blessed be Disaman, that returns to the sea and leaves behind the beginning. A gift-bearer comes to Disaman and asks him to bear his burdens away. What token do you offer, gift-bearer?
Give my labors of my faith, for they make me what I am.
The token is received in Andra's name. Tell me of your burdens.
I have none, for all that belongs to Andra is forgotten.
In Andra's embrace, our burdens are lifted. I'm afraid you have misremembered. Think on the gift-bearer's pilgrimage.
You gotta find more
I
shit.
believe we have the text somewhere in our library. The recitation is archaic, but it is essential.
Shut up!
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Oh, I think he's gonna catch me if I take that. I'm gonna fuck you up. So you can actually come in here and just battle your way through everything, of course. But I didn't want to just do that the whole game, so trying to show some of the other ways of solving the problems besides through brute force. We can always just pick his lock anyways.
Got it done.
Easy peasy. Run!
Keeping an eye out.
Yep.
This volume appears to serve many functions. There are notes in it detailing schedules and routines at the Abbey. There is a favorite passage of the Andrei text annotated with the personal insights. There are also descriptions of dreams. Many seem purely symbolic, but one entry is of interest. It has been long since I dreamt of my rising, yet now, with another rising soon upon us, this is the 5th time in a week. Perhaps channeled here I can put it to rest. I am walking through the halls of silence. I feel eyes on me from all sides, angry, vengeful eyes. I arrange the panels and curl my hands into the sign of the tide. The right is the wave, the left tracing the crescent moon with my 2 outer fingers. The way opens to me. I climb the steps to Andra's witness is installed there. An old aspergillium, set to operate the valves. I use it like a lever, and then the water rises. There are angry shouts, and when I cover my ears, they are louder still. But the water continues upward, far past where it should. I climb as high as I can, but I feel it icy on my feet. Then it's over my head, and I cannot breathe. Suddenly I'm outside the reliquary, looking at the veil of tears. The witness is in my hand, and the veil parts for it. I step through to the one place in the Abbey I feel protected. Only when I pass inside I come out in total darkness. I call for help. I'm shouting, screaming for help. There is no answer. I stop. I sit there in the dark, waiting for what seems like ages. Then I realize I don't know who the fuck I am. Sing, oh, ocean waves of Andra's sorrow. I'm not going to sing it, don't worry. I think we might need to know this stuff for the puzzle or the quest. Sing, oh, ocean waves of Andra's sorrow, of her unrequited love for the unattainable moon. Sing of the ocean's sorrow so that we may forget our own. Each day the tides reenact Andra's longing for the great moon. The waters reach out to high tide, yearning for the heavenly body, only to slump into low tide when the moon proves unattainable. You asked me once why I loved Andra so dearly, how I could go from life on dry land to being a devotee to the goddess of the oceans. I sing of the ocean's sorrow so that I may forget my own. It is Andra's message that speaks to my heart. I have devoted my life to helping others discard painful memories, for that is the gift Andra gave me. When I lost my young daughter, my wife and I were inconsolable, until the gift-bearer offered to take my toddler's toys and cast them into the deepest waters. Truth be told, I and the other gift-bearers I know have never even spoken to Andra. She is largely silent, and when she does speak, she uses floods and tidal waves instead of words. But we sing of ocean sorrows, so that others may forget theirs. Andra's story, the story of the desire unanswered, actually matters to people like you and me. Magrin cannot steer you to the victory over sadness. Aliyah cannot force down joy down a crying throat. Only Andra can give us the strength to persevere when life seems without worth. And that is the answer to your question regarding why I love my goddess so dearly. The moons of Eora. Look up into the night sky and you'll see the moon, Belafa. Ubiquitous and persistent, she remains forever in view, but also forever out of reach. What many people do not know, however, is that our world actually orbited by 2 moons, Belafa and Kaldha. Belafa hanging low and large in the sky, Belafa travels swiftly in her race around the world, completing an orbit in about 18 days. This proximity and speed can cause extreme tide conditions in some areas, making the seas shift so quickly and rise so high that they are some beautiful coastal areas that are virtually uninhabitable for a good portion of the year. Before we learned the truth behind the cause of the tides, legend held that Andra, the goddess of the sea, was in love with the moon, and when she saw it in the sky, the tides, great waves, and violent storms that happened were her attempts to reach it. This is why the moon is formally called Sen Belafa, or Andra Belafa, the beloved, or Andra's beloved. Kaldha. 315 years ago, the grand empire of Valia suffered from terrible storms and terrifyingly high and low tides. Records show the same thing was happening in the Adir Empire, and that several new Adiran colonies along the Dirwood coast were completely destroyed by storms and high tides that engulfed the settlements. At that time, during an eclipse, Glenfather astronomers spotted something small orbiting near the edge of Balafa. After much study, they realized it was a small satellite with an extremely irregular orbit. They called it Kaldal Dib, or the Black Runner. Since it is smaller than Balafa, it doesn't have much effect on the world, but when it aligns with Balafa's orbit, it wreaks havoc on the tides and weather everywhere. This happens with an erratic frequency and severity that have been dubbed lovers' tides. Kalda has been rolled into Andra's myth, and when they are both in sight, her desire to reach them is increased tenfold, which is what causes the terrible weather. Okay. Now we don't need to take those 2 books for the end. Give me that scroll, biatch.
They call out sometimes. Even the guards below think it's strange.
For Andra, most like. They surely long for her embrace.
If you say so. That'll do.
St. Waja's cudgel, strictly devoted follower of Wadika, Wygelt was haunted by dreams of criminals committing horrific acts of violence only to escape punishment or receive one that was unduly light. She came to believe Wadika was speaking to her through the dreams, demanding these people receive justice. Wygelt found these criminals in hideouts and homes and very often in jail, serving inadequate sentences. She would steal into these places, which were frequently under heavy guard, find her way to the criminal, and pronounce the judgment of Wadika. Her incredible knack for reaching these places was in some instances later declared as miracles when she was canonized. If the criminal was lucky, it would only mean disfigurement, but most were executed on the spot with Wygelt's cudgel. Eventually, Wygelt's reputation spread too far, and many criminals that feared her began to set traps and issue bounties. When she finally was caught, she was clubbed to death with her own weapon. It was said that her final words, she declared that she was a murderer and that she deserved this fate. St. Wygelt's cudgel is a simple spike club with a leather-wrapped handle. The wood itself is irreversibly stained reddish-brown with the blood of criminals. Doesn't start out too impressive, that's for sure. Not sure what persecuting does, but it sounds evil. And why not? We got plenty of them. Let's kick it up to exceptional. It's fairly easy for us to do. So we would need another 4 dedicated to it to bring it to legendary. Brings it up to 9. Yeah, unless we go Slaying Kith, it's easy to enchant it up all the way. Burn damage, corrode damage, I'm not even sure. Eddar's got so many weapons now, we're going to have to decide what and what not to use. I love bitter cut. This is a great sword too. It's already worth 1205. This belts ain't that great. We have Steadfast as well. I guess start unlocking Steadfast. Oh yeah, this is the one that might help with defense actually. Kill 5 enemies with Steadfast with a critical hit to unlock the next level. Well, that's hit or miss requirement right there. I need to go over all this later.
Well?
Like a living person, thick arms of the coral have grown around an assortment of old weathered relics.
This is the record?
Here.
Yes. See that it is cast away with the others.
I think we're looking for a particular book here. Read that one. Sounds like a good read later. Updated. Why do you weep? I give myself to you then, says the gift bearer. That's going to be the line that we needed.
Yes.
They're cool with me stealing all their shit.
Got it done.
Well? And what does the flame reveal?
Nice. Once in a while it pays off.
The High Abbot imparted to me that I wasn't alone, that he has nightmares sometimes as well.
Truly?
Oh, it surprised me to hear it. He has such a peaceful manner.
Boots of speed and a spellword amulet. I'm not here to steal your meager food. Despite the warmth of the nearby fire, a thin layer of frost clings to the store supplies.
Even with your labors, your presence of mind never falters. I don't know how you do it.
Perhaps your thoughts would swim deeper if your tongue didn't come out for air so often, dear brother.
Oh, snap. Alright, I think we got most of the map unveiled for this floor anyways. Looks complete.
Are you prepared now?
Let's try this
If you think
recitation
you are
again.
first is Anthu. I am Disaman the Ebb. Blessed be Sa. A gift bearer comes to Disaman.
I give
and
myself.
The token is received. Tell me of your burdens. In Andra's embrace.
He appears pleased and
The
nods.
Tidebringer shows himself worthy of his charge. Your purpose here, Tidebringer, is to perform the ceremony of the Rising. It is the transition of one phase of service to the next.
How much longer is this gonna be? My joints are rusting.
Same here.
On the level beneath us in the Halls of Silence, our low-tide brothers and sisters have lived for many years, sealed by their own will. It is time for them to be relieved of service, and for the high-tide brothers and sisters here to take their place.
In the halls below you will find a relic, Andra's Witness. An aspergillium for dispensing holy water, but also something more.
The device will flood the Halls of Silence. This is the Rising.
Won't the people down there drown?
It is the will of Andra. Every monk assigned to the Abbey understands and accepts this.
He smooths back his thick stalks of hair with one hand. A gray strand sticks to his palm. He frowns at it, then looks back up and continues.
The monks here have all served as gift-bearers. We bear away people's most painful memories, and always a part of them remains with us. In the Halls of Silence, memory itself fragments until it is no more. The halls are a reprieve from a gift-bearer's burden.
He nods.
In the end, the halls take all memory, but the process takes a toll, as you might imagine. After many years, when the process is complete, the Rising is performed, to give final peace to those who dwell there. This is your charge.
Dying immediately seems preferable to losing all memory in the halls of silence, only to drown later.
It goes beyond that. It is about duty as well.
Sorry, I'm a pragmatist.
The Abbey is one of Andra's most guarded secrets. Death is no guarantee our knowledge will fade safely. It is necessary that the memories of this place be washed away. We do this in Andra's service.
Thelmore notices an age spot on his arm as he gestures. He licks a finger and rubs at it like a smudge. What do I do with Andra's Witness once I have it?
The device it operates is a simple valve mechanism. It will be clear to you when you see it.
What do I do when the rising's complete?
The high tide is to replace the low, and stand vigil in the Halls of Silence until the next rising. When you have completed the rising, bring Andra's Witness to me here. I will show you the last of what you need to know.
I will return once the rising is completed.
To reach your destination, you will need to know the sign of the tide, which is kept only by the High Abbot. It's said that it is the first knowledge lost when the Abbot joins the low tide in the Halls of Silence. Watch carefully.
Koto contorts the fingers of his right hand into a particular curl shape. Then with the left hand he traces an arc from center to end, simultaneously with his index and little fingers.
I trust you will perform your duty, Tidebringer.
We'll see. Lug makes no promises. This area is forbidden. Kanto granted me leave to walk freely. So it begins. You may continue, Tidebringer. People on the low tide have been in the halls of silence for a long time. Their minds are not sound. Your presence may provoke them. Then they will die by my hand!
You always knew this time would come.
I've seen the other side, brother. I'll find its waters again, warm and soothing.
The massive coppery bones encased under the ice seem to be part of the hips of a giant skeleton. What's up, crazy people? A thin layer of frost sparkles over the store of bread and cabbages.
I'll see what I can find.
Lots of little campy fires everywhere.
Make sure they receive extra. I'll not let them fall into the goddess's embrace with
If you say
empty
so.
stomachs.
Got it done.
Their supplies are bountiful, sister. I have seen to it.
Everyone seems quite friendly so far. Oh, we'll go and grab that key. And grab that stew. Lug needs to eat some too. Got the little cold breath coming out. Even the dog has cold breath. An acrid and pungent smell climbs up from the depths of this pit. It smells like shit. There's someone hovering over a skeleton half trapped in ice. A faint trace of essence lingers in the cold air of the cavern. You let your soul envelop the essence. Memories spread in the thin mist under you. Dim and torn, their scattered fragments floating like motes of dust in the twilight. You're walking into an oblong chamber. The stones of its underground wall glisten, still wet from the floodwaters. A hand clasps your shoulder. You hear your whispers. Arthrek, I don't want to look. The memory vanishes, and now all you see is a slab of stone. You're staring at it just inches away from the wall. Your fingers trace circles on it, digging into the moss that clings on the weathered surface. You're not sure how long you've been touching it, perhaps you've always been. A scream jolts you. It echoes thunder throughout the halls. Your ears hurt. A pain that digs deep, burrowing into your head like a twisted dagger. You run. Others run. You don't know them, but you can't remember them, but somehow you take comfort in their presence. Yes, they will help you with the pain. The noise. You kill it. The anger of the memory subsides, and now you're sitting down on the steps carved on rock. Dozens of skeletons lie below beneath frozen water. Their jaws hang open, silent. Yet what's that? A low rumble, gargling, growing, deafening. You snap your head to the side in anguish and see it. The water rushing down the halls, pushing you in a torrent of white foam. You fall, your open mouth to shout. Your mouth opens to shout, but your screams are muffled as it fills with water. From a previous rising, apparently. Somehow we can search these people through the ice. Arthex Cord. Plus 1.8 movement speed while endurance is above 75, and plus 21 interrupt while endurance is below 75. Kuchpak was a famous raider for the Ixmitil Plains, and Arthek was his prize stallion. Almost reminds me of Artax from the Neverending Story. Renowned for his speed and skill on horseback, Kuchpak could disarm an opponent in time it took most to knock an arrow. He disdained heavy and elaborate armor, claiming that a true warrior could fight in anything. To prove his point, he fashioned his belt from Arthur's reins. That's an interesting item. What the... Did you take it? And this guy's got some bullshit. It weren't to work on Lug Lug. This motherfucker is like out of range.
Of course.
Dragon Maul shield has been upgraded. Now we gotta kill 10 enemies with the Dragon Maul shield to unlock the next level. Exceptional grants Fear Aura. Passive. Nice. Terrifies bitches. Plus 25% chance to cast Taste of the Hunt. 100% of damage restored as endurance. That's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. It's a fabulous looking shield, too. Makes my penis tingle. So, how do we attack with Dragon Maul? Wouldn't I have to do a shield? I'll have to have some kind of like shield bash ability, no? It's got bashing 3. Gonna have to figure that out. What the hell's up with this cave? Ah. So this is the other side of the chasm that you get to.
Yes.
I just came out here for some ringer berries. The door is sealed shut. Make it stop. What? That's rude. You guys know you have no fucking chance in hell of beating my awesome party, I hope. I know I'm gonna death wave the shit out of you. Bad boy. You guys actually do some decent damage. They're not just regular ass humans. Of course, now they're toasty.
That ain't gonna work.
Yes.
They attacked me, so fuck them.
Didn't we have our fill of lunatics in Brackenbury?
Well, welcome to the Abbey.
There.
Ferentis! Tufts of downy gray hair sprout from the back of this man's scalp like shrubs. His lower lip curls inward over a row of teeth that appear to have mostly fallen out, and a musty odor hangs about him like a fog.
Is that you, Edith? I thought I'd lost you. I called for you. I wanted to search, but the blizzard lasted days. I'm so sorry.
He extends a hand in gesture of apology, but then fingers curl and he draws it back. He squints as if trying to see you better.
But wait. We did find you. When the thaw finally came, I saw you rigid, frozen. You cannot be Edith.
I'm not!
No, we are in the Abbey. Gift bearers. And you must be the Tidebringer.
Correct, I am the Tidebringer. Are you the gatekeeper?
Then listen well, Tidebringer. Kauto does not know what he asks. Nor did I, when I performed the Tidebringer's duties so long ago. The halls of silence. They take our minds, memory by memory. It would be peaceful, we were told, like going to sleep. Look around you. We, the low tide, who have been sealed down here all these many years, Do we seem at peace to you? We are lost, terrified.
Who are you?
No one has asked me in I don't know how long. Who was I? I was...
Not sure, that's why I'm asking.
Wasn't it? High Abbot. Varentis. That was me. Or the one before me, if not. No longer, though. I am just another brother of the low tide.
Oh, you another brother from another mother. I got it.
Remember a woman. Was she my wife? She had curls in her hair, and she spoke softly. What became of her? I carry so many memories that I took from strangers who wanted to be rid of them. I don't know what's mine anymore. And there are so many holes. Every image a blur or a void. Would that I could be free of this place. Free to make new memories. To know who I am.
Your order attacked me.
Few of us know friend from foe anymore. I may be the only one left who can still speak for us. They are peaceful in their hearts. It is this place. It has confused and agitated them. Please forgive them.
Oh, I forgave them all right, with the edge of my blade.
Oh, that's good. I ought to try that one next time I get nabbed.
What is this that Tidebringer is meant to do?
The Tidebringer comes to replace the High Abbot. The ritual is called... It is called... The Rising. Yes, we carry so many memories. Tragic or dangerous some. We live above for a time, devoted to Andra. Then we come here to forget it all. Wash our souls clean of the memories. When it is done, a Tidebringer is summoned. Those above, the high tide, they become the low tide. It means they are brought here to the halls of silence. But not before the old low tide are removed, drowned in a flood, and swept away. The Rising.
You did not choose to be here?
Did we? We did. We chose it when we thought it was our duty, and that it would be peaceful. But the more we forget, the less we understand. Every day something familiar becomes strange. If I had known, I'd never have accepted my assignment to the Abbey. Nor would many, I suspect.
What is it you want from me?
There is a relic, an aspergillum, it was called. What was it?
He thinks for a while with a pained expression, his lips mouthing words.
Well, it doesn't matter. It controls the floodwaters, but also the outer floodgates. Andra's Witness. That is the name. It is down here, but I don't recall how to reach it. The High Abbot knows. If you can find out from him, you could set us free. Open the gates. We would leave in peace and finish our lives in dignity.
Are you certain it's wise to release the low tide in this condition?
We are all so old now. There is little damage we could do in this state.
I don't know. We had this old fella in Gilded Vale. Looked harmless, couldn't talk, but he'd bite you if you tried to steal his steak when no one was looking.
I'll bite you, fucking you try to steal my steak too.
Once we are free of this place, we will be able to make memories again. The confusion and paranoia will pass.
I'll see what I can do.
Use the door behind me. Safer that way.
An acrid and pungent smell climbs up from the depths of this pit. It smells like... Hopefully y'all said it with me. Okay, we got a meanie. Come on, get them strikes in. Get them in. I know, the bitch is way out here. These monks fuck shit up. Alrighty.
Mo.
Anna! That shall stop us!
Not even here's a lesson to be taught.
Put those bitches to sleep for a little while.
So much for you.
We got them turned on one another. We had to blast some campfire.
Of course.
Oh, look at here.
Nice job. Some free sapphires. We'll take it. Beyond the door, you catch glimpses of shapes in the darkness. Wails and whispers faint and erratic echo from within the sealed halls. till the sweat drips down my balls. This door appears to be barred from the inside. It does not budge. I think this is just the edge of the level and they didn't want to put anything there. Oh shit! You got fucking crushed!
As you wish. As you wish.
Different scenes of the ocean shoreline are carved into the four stone panels, arranged almost haphazardly at different heights along the network of rails. The panels are affixed to a set of rails that curve and crisscross in patterns that remind you of seaweed. There are 4 depressions in the wall behind the rails in which panels look like they would fit. The panels show variously a barren shore, a city in flames, a flourishing city, and a tidal wave. It appears that any panel can be slid into the depression by following a network of rails. It's a slide puzzle, fuck me. You grab the panel and slide it on the rails into the first available opening. Once the panel matches the recess in the wall, you gently press on it. It slides without resistance and locks into place. Remaining panels retract and lock into place. Behind the heavy stones there's a metallic groan, and then a steady whir. A small tile about waist high slides back beneath there as a carving. It shows an image of an ocean wave curled around a crescent moon, and then we perform the sign of the tide. You curl your hand as Koto had done and position it over the carving of the wave. Then using your other hand you trace the arc of the crescent with your index and little finger. A heavy rumble stirs on the ground, and from all around you comes the sound of rushing water. Embedded in the deep semicircle slab is what looks to be the vessel of a sprinkling of holy water. In this context, however, it looks more like a lever. There are images engraved on the wall behind it, one of the rising wave, one of an open gate. Ooh, interesting. We can kill off the low tide members by pointing it toward the rising tide, or we can open the gate and set them free. I don't know. What sounds more evil? Time to flood! A faint trickle of water is audible at the edge of your hearing. It grows steadily into a roaring torrent. already killed those guys. Human voices echo through the stone halls, pleading, gurgling, screaming, and then silence. With a click, the machine releases its hold on the strange rod. You pack the vessel away.
Orders are orders, I suppose.
Well.
As you wish.
Think of it as a mercy killing. Alright folks, that wraps it up for this video. Stay tuned for more Pillars of Eternity.